what if the reason that you are not really becoming what you want to be is because you keep rehearsing the version, the archetype that is expected to fail? Wow, this video and this insight came today, actually. It came into my mind today, just downloaded from the heaven. Wow, I'm gonna go more into the theory and the idea, right? But basically it is like, the idea is that, again, we keep connecting to the most depressed and most loser version of ourselves, that version of ourselves that is just meant to fail, like without even realizing it, without even being aware. That's why we keep failing. And the same goes for me, like even recently, like I would wake up and I would just think logically, like, wow, okay, I don't have any clients. I had clients, right? But I don't have any. I want to have more, I wanted to serve more people. I don't get enough engagement. I'm like, like waking up and pissed off, like triggered, and I would even express it out, and then, because, the thing is that I was in a borrowed state, I wanted to be that person who was successful, right? Because my goal is to be that. I didn't even think that far, right? Because now it's like I want to be a guy who just can support and help children, like at the end of the day, I just want to finance 10 schools where self-awareness, everything that I teach is on the agenda, and we care about how the individual child feels, and even go into the childhood home and like figure out what is going on. That is my biggest dream, that is the end goal, to just teach this on the lowest possible level, right? Because then we can prevent so many other things happening, right? But I have to start where I'm at right now, and then build, right? So that is even one of the goals, right? There's so many other goals that I have, but I was just thinking like very, very narrow-minded. Like, okay, let me see if I can, okay, I just want to have a couple of clients, that's it, It's just a very narrow-minded goal, just a monthly goal, We need to so that's another part of it. As I feel like if you have an end goal until the last breath, and then you just reverse engineer it, it's much easier. And thinking about reach, there was this one clever guy who told me about thinking about reach. But anyway, but if you keep connecting to this archetype that is the worst version of ourselves, it's not gonna work, because again, like with me, I just connected to the archetype that was the worst. I was waking up angry, and I didn't feel like I felt like I was not that person that I want to be. I wanted to have that state, borrow it, but then every time things and in the universe kind of told me hey, you are not that person, the field basically told me via rejections, via losses, like financial losses, via even clients just terminating the contract, whatever, right? It only happened once, but even those experiences feed it into the archetype that I was feeding into the archetype that was just angry, pissed off, and even working more hard, putting more hours in, doubling up the hours, because it's I'm not working too hard, let me just work more, and then at the same time also having self-doubt as a programming running into this archetype. So the archetype that I was connecting into every single morning were the archetype that were in victimhood, an archetype was in self-doubt, an archetype that was about to burn out, an archetype that was just angry, pissed off, The archetype was just on the verge to just go into depression. Let's put it that way. And that version also exists, because as you probably see here, right? The idea is, the theory is, as I promised, is that, and this is my key insight, is that we are one, right? We are all one. We are all creations and everything. But when it comes to you, when you think about yourself, you are as many possible creations imaginable, and even not imaginable. Even the creations you cannot even imagine, you are also all those creations of yourself. creations of yourself in the metaverse, outside of what we feel is reality, in different dimensions, in different universes, right? So we have all these archetypes, but to just keep it like more sane, like, okay, you are the archetype in this world, in this reality, where you have, you're just like a human being, right? But you're a human being in all kind of states, you are for example, with me, like, to really just break it down, it's like there's a Jin who is 33 years old, he's in Denmark, and he's working on inner work, right? But at the same time, there's also a Jin who are in Africa, who's in Africa, in Kibera, the biggest slum in East Africa. I personally visited that. I was inside just visiting, walking around, but there's also a Jin there. There's a Jin in the favela in Brazil, and he's just struggling, like he's a criminal, right? He's forced to be a criminal. There's also the Jin that's just a student in Sydney, he just arrived in Sydney and he's just studying, like to be an engineer. And I was that, right? And there's also a Jin who has like a 8-figure income, huge mansion in the Hollywood Hills, That's also the possibility of that Jin. He's also existing, So the question is, like, there's so many versions of ourselves. Why not connect to the most successful version of ourselves? Why not just be like him? Because you are already him. You are already that guy. You're all these versions. So why not tune in to the one that is the most healthiest, wealthiest, most spiritual, most successful? Why not just tune into him? Because he's there. Why not tune into him? You are him already. Why not tune into him? You don't even need to tune in, because then you realize that you are the, as it says here on the slide here, you are the highest archetype. So that is the idea, Again, I'm gonna repeat myself. There's so many archetypes of yourself. Because again, God, universe, is one eternal creation, right? There's so many possibilities of yourself, so many creations of yourself. You are all these versions of yourself. Why not then tap into the most successful version of yourself? Like, just prime the mind, and wake up to that awareness that you are already that version. Then everything just gets much, much easier. You wake up, okay, you have 0 clients. Let's say in this case, where you are starting online business or normal business, you wake up, you're like, I already have all the clients that I want, even though in reality, you don't, practically you don't have, but in reality, everything is abundant. You are abundant, you are one, so you have everything you want, right? So that is the tough part, because logic mind can create resistance towards the other, the emotional mind, the one that can create any state that you want to be at, right? So basically, like, ask, okay, what is it that, like, how is it that I want to, okay, what is the possibilities that I have, right? You can ask it out, ask what is it that you want, and then you can act, you can tap in and act like that archetype, and then just rehearse, like, just bend your mind until you are connected to that prime archetype, because you are already that version of yourself. Remember that. The mind, inside here, right, inside the skull here, the mind cannot see the difference between what is going inside, what you can imagine and blah blah, and what is outside, right? Why not leverage from that and leverage from this awareness as well, Tap in, tune in, be aware, so you don't even need to tune in anymore. It's just automatically, okay, you are the most successful archetype that is possible. You are that one. Come on, let's go.